In the past lessons, we have understood what is blockchain and how it works. In this lesson, we are going to understand what are the different practical implementations of blockchain in the real world perspective. We can apply the blockchain mainly in two types of situations. One is cryptocurrencies and land registrations. Also, we can use the blockchain in voting systems and cloud servers. These are the four main areas where we can use the blockchain in the real world applications. Now let us try to understand each of these. What is cryptocurrency? What are the benefits of that? And why we have to go for that? So listen, you want to transfer some money, some financial transactions are happening. You want to transfer some money from one account to another account, maybe in the same country or different country. Otherwise, you want to make some payment for purchasing some particular products. Generally, what will you do? Through banking, you will able to pay. Through debit card, credit card, net banking, overall, whatever the cards or net banking system it may be, overall, the mediator is what? The bank. So, there is one person called A, there is other person called B. This person A wants to transfer some amount of money, suppose 100 rupees, to this particular B. So, can we transfer this money directly? No, we cannot transfer. So, we require the extra mediator. Such a mediator is what? Bank. So, this bank is also called as trusted third party. Trusted third party. Why it is called as trusted? Because both of these persons trusting this particular bank. So, this A person is transferring some money to bank account. The B person can receive the money from the bank. Through bank, the A and B is interacting each other. So, this is called trusted third party. Why it is called as third party? What are the two other parties? A and B are the two parties. So, this will be the third party. So, through the trusted third party only, any payments or any kind of financial transactions are happening today in terms of business or personal to personal communication, anything. Most of the financial transactions are happening through bank. In case of one country to another country also happening through bank. So, here, what if the bank is doing some fraud? What if the bank is not working at that moment? I want to transfer the money urgently. So, there are some problems in the bank. Mainly, we have three problems. Number one, so trusted third party is required. So, without the trusted third party, we cannot make any transfer. So, directly I want to transfer some money from one account to another account without having any mediator. This is one requirement. That is not possible in terms of the present financial situation. So, the second problem, transaction fees are more. So, more transfer fees we have to pay. So, for example, you want to transfer some 100 rupees. So, we are trying to transfer 105 rupees totally, along with the GST. Additionally, tax will be added. 105 rupees we are trying to transfer. This 5 rupees will be given to bank. Only 100 rupees will be given to the particular target person. So, this is what? Transaction fees, you can say. When you take about some country to country, when you transfer, the transactions are more. The transaction fees are more. So, third one, time consuming. Time consuming, what you can say, particularly in terms of the NEFT transaction. NEFT transaction, it will take minimum 2 or 3 hours to make the payment affected in the destination account. Again, in terms of the country to other country account, it will take 1 day or 2 days or 3 days sometimes, depends on situation. So overall, in terms of days only, it will take in case of country to other country transfer. So these are the 3 drawbacks we have in the current bank systems. So these banks are tightly coupled with the RBI. RBI tightly coupled with the government. The money is issued by the cash issued by the government under the promise of the government, and that is hand over to the RBI, and RBI is maintaining all these banks. So what if we don't want any of these governments? We don't want any of these RBI. We don't want any of these banks. We don't want any of this existing cash system. We don't want the US dollars. We don't want Indian rupees. We don't want any other country related currency. We want to generate our own currency. What is exact process happening? I want to transfer some money to you. You want to transfer some money to me. It's between us, not between the government to me or vice versa. So in this case, it is person to person. Why can't we make currency ourselves? Programmatically, through program I want to generate the currency. This thought is nothing but what? Cryptocurrencies, we can say. So through the cryptocurrencies concept, we are able to generate the money through program. Yes, the program will generate the money, nothing but currency. So let's see how do we do this. The first implementation or the first example of the cryptocurrencies is Bitcoin, implemented by Satoshi Nakamoto in 2009. Later, other different popular things are available, that is Litecoin, Gcash or Judcash, you can say, Ethereum, you can say. These are like this. We have hundreds of examples. Approximately as of today, around 1500, more than 1500 cryptocurrencies are available in the market. Some are popular, some are not popular, but overall 1500 types of cryptocurrencies are right now available, and the people are using, people are doing the transactions. So as of now, approximately 10 to 15% of the world economy is filled with this particular cryptocurrencies, or you can say digital currencies, 10 to 15%. So what's happening here? In this type of cryptocurrencies, as I told already, there is no government involved. There is no any kind of RBI or any kind of bank kind of systems, any kind of centralized systems are not involved. Through programmatically, we are able to generate the currency. For example, we will take the popular one, Bitcoin. So here Bitcoin, 1 BTC, just like 1 US dollar, or you can say 1 Indian rupee, 1 Bitcoin we will take. And the real value of this Bitcoin vary from day to day. For example, what is the value of Indian rupee in terms of US dollars? It may be varied depending on the market, right? Depending on the market up and downs, it may be sometimes 55, 60, 65, depends on situation. So similarly, the value of the Bitcoin also may be vary. But as of now, it's a huge value is available. Thousands of US dollars is equal to 1 Bitcoin as of now. And the value is not constant. The value depending on the market, it will be vary. Okay. So in terms of Bitcoin, we can transfer the money. Any person can transfer money to any other person without needing any permission from any other centralized organization or bank or else any kind of thing. So what we do, we will have some certain rules. We will have some certain security. We will have some cryptographical implementations of the blockchain. Of course, by default, blockchain is built based on the cryptography. So obviously, we are using blockchain means automatically we are using cryptography. Bitcoin is developed based on blockchain. So Bitcoin obviously uses cryptocurrency, cryptography. So this Litecoin, Gcash, Ethereum, these are all other popular. Most top two popular is Bitcoin and Ethereum. These two are the most popular available. What are they? Bitcoin and Ethereum. These two are the most popular. Okay, right. So what are the benefits of these particular cryptocurrencies when compared with the previous scenario of person to person or any organization to organization money transfer? So there is no trusted third party. We need not take any permission from any central authority to transfer the money. Directly we can transfer money. The second one, low transaction fees. Low transaction fees. The transaction fees is very, very low when you compare to the bank-based transaction fees. And what you can say, the third one, what you can say, faster. So the transaction is almost immediate, particularly in case of bank-based transfers. Country to country transfers will take around 1 or 2 days to effect the payment. But here, this is very, very faster, almost immediately. Otherwise, at least 1 or 2 minutes, within 1 or 2 minutes, the payment will be effected in the destination account. So these are the features or advantages of going for cryptocurrencies. Okay. This is one implementation of the blockchain. But notice, blockchain is not only meant for cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrency is just one example of the blockchain, but we have different other implementations also. So, what kind of data we will store in case of cryptocurrencies? By default, what you can say, blockchain is a collection of blocks. Every block will store some data in the form of hash. Every block contains reference to the previous block. So a block knows what is the previous block, but don't know the next block. These are the basic features. Okay, right. What kind of data that we store in the cryptocurrency, in the blockchain particularly? So as usual, we will take some nodes. These are the different nodes of the network. Nothing but some computation devices such as computer. So okay, we have this kind of network, and we will store some data. For example, initially the person A has 50 bitcoins, you can say, for example. B has some 20 bitcoins. C has 30 bitcoins. This is the present situation, the initial status. So that information we will store inside one block. This is block number 0. And the same block copy will be maintained at every node. So here also same block will be copied, here also, and here also. At every node, the block will be maintained. Okay, right. Now later, after just 10 minutes, the person A want to transfer some 10 bitcoins to the B. So what you can say, A has transferred, what you can say, 10 bitcoins. He has transferred 10 bitcoins to whom? B. So that will be stored in another block. Eventually, this is the first and this is second. So this will be the first block, this will be the second block. But how the A can transfer the money? What is the evidence that A has 10 bitcoins? This is the evidence. So the second block works based on the first block. That's why we have to store this dependency. Block number 1 contains the reference to the block number 0. what you can say first and second, if you want to say like that. First block, second block. Second block contain the reference to the first block. The first block act as the evidence based on which the second block continued. See, in the real life also, suppose I want to transfer some 100 rupees to you. First I should have some 500 rupees suppose. You should have some 1000 rupees suppose. But I want to transfer some 100 rupees to you. So how can I transfer 100 rupees? How that 100 rupees I got here first of all? That should be the evidence that you have to take first. So eventually the evidence is first, process is next. Okay, later in the next moment, eventually the B want to transfer some 5 bitcoins to the C. So that we will store separately. B wants to transfer 5 bitcoins to C. So this is the block number 2. It contains reference to the block number 1. So if you want to investigate, B has transferred 5 bitcoins. Fine. How the B has 5 bitcoins? How B got 5 bitcoins? We have to check. First, A has transferred to B 10 bitcoins. So these 5 bitcoins are available definitely with the B. At the same time, B originally has 20. Actually, B has 20 plus 10, what you can say 30 bitcoins he has, and 5 bitcoins has been transferred to C. Like this, based on the evidence we can check. Based on the first evidence, second one. Based on second one, third one. Always the previous one act as evidence to the next block. Like this, the process, the time is running, the process increasing, the transactions are going on, the blockchain keep on increasing. This type of data we will store in the cryptocurrency. But actually this example I have taken just for sample demonstration purpose, but actually practically what's happening, within 1 minute of time, suppose worldwide lakhs of users are using the Bitcoin at the same time. So it's not like one block contain only one transaction. Actually the block may contain multiple transactions also. As per this example I have done, only one transaction for one block, but actually reality is one block may contain multiple transactions. But how many transactions? We don't know, it depends on the situation. Maybe hundreds, maybe around 100, 150, 200, that much range of transactions will be stored in one block. Okay. So what you can say, as per cryptocurrency, a block is a collection of transactions. Each transaction has some kind of transfer. For example, some input to output and how much amount you want to transfer, like this. So it also includes with the transaction fees and the mining process also involved in this. But how the transaction fees and the mining process happens, that I will explain in the further lessons. So this is all about the cryptocurrency implementation in the blockchain. Okay, let's understand the next one, land registration. So here also the same situation repeats. Suppose we have 3 people. A, B, C. I have some 100 cents of land, and other person has some 50 cents of land. Again, other person has 150 cents of land. Okay, right. These are the present land is available, and I want to sell my particular land to somebody else, but I am not selling the complete of my land, just a partial land. For example, out of this 100 cents of me, I am just selling some 20 cents only to other person, to this C. But remember, in the blockchain, in order to register the transactions, the sender and receiver both should be the nodes inside the network. We cannot send to outside person. Both of the parties should be registered as a nodes in the network. Anyways, so I want to transfer some 20 cents from A to B. So what you can say, A to B, how many? 20 cents. See, the same situation repeats. Previously we have discussed about which one? Money transfer. Now we are discussing about which one? Land transfer. So overall the approach will be the same. And if required, you can store multiple transactions also within the same block. Either we can store single transaction for one block or multiple transactions. It's up to you, depends on implementation, depending on the frequency of the data. Okay, so like this we can also implement voting systems. For example, A, B, C, 3 contestants are there. Any kind of voting you can just imagine. So A, B, C, 3 contestants are there, and so A has voted to B, 1 vote. B has voted to C, 1 vote. Like this, we can store the voting related details also. But in this case, both contestants and the voters both should be registered in the network. So like this, we can take any example in the real life, we can reapply with the blockchain. So wherever we can store the data, instead of storing the data in the regular traditional relational databases like Oracle or SQL Server, we can use the blockchain as the replacement for that, where you can store the data in a structured and a linear formatted order and very secured format. And another main feature, read only. Once the data is entered, recorded in the blockchain, it cannot be tampered. No one can change it, no one can alter it. Even the administrators or any kind of superior people cannot modify. In fact, there is no any superiority, inferiority in the blockchain in this peer-to-peer network. So there is no any kind of administrators here. So once the data entry, it never exists. So we can confidentially store the data. Confidently, we can store the data in this one. So this is about the real-time implementations of the blockchain.